everyone thinks everything is broken because he's busy breaking it.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
He's been Prime Minister for 9 years.
There is so much going on this week, so much to speculate on, and so many amazing clips that I seriously cannot wait to share with you. One of them in particular, which is going to be coming up in a little bit, is somebody finally calling out Justin Trudeau for the real narcissist, evil demon minion that he actually is. Rumors about Chrystia Freeland apparently getting fired on Monday. We'll see if that comes true, but we're going to dive in to all of that. On top of the speculation that Trudeau might actually be stepping down. This isn't clickbait. This is a lot of rumors, and there's a lot of good reason behind it for why he might actually just leave us alone. I'm Jasmine Lane. This is Over Opinionated. Subscribe, like, share, comment. And honestly, I don't really want him to step down, if I can be real. I would be so okay if the House just continued to be frozen, as the Conservatives have done with the Green Slush Fund documents that still haven't been handed over unredacted, by the way, because they are hiding something very big in those. And if we could, in fact, just go to an election and just let Justin Trudeau get exactly what is coming to him. It's the thing about narcissists. You know, they have such a predictable pattern when they start to fail, and it's pretty hard to hide that pattern when everything is filmed and you are in a position such as Prime Minister where everybody can comment on exactly what you're doing. And although he may think that he's the smartest person in the room, the lie detector test has determined that that is a lie. So a part of what really got Justin Trudeau in the forefront again was his recent interactions with Donald Trump.
A sign outside.
I gotcha.
It was fire. It was.
Will you put it up on my side?
You want to do it?
Yeah.
Good.
Put it up.
All right. Well, let me get the rally out.
Do it now.
Yeah?
Do
Okay.
it. Get it up.
And nothing at all has really shown the world just how weak and incompetent and such an imbecile Justin Trudeau is, because he was never qualified to even be in government to begin with. He had a family name that he did absolutely nothing with, and he won based on the fact that people were certainly very tired of Harper at that point in time. In Canada, it really is like you have 9 years roughly in government before people are like, okay, let's get somebody new in here. But following his meeting with Donald Trump, he says, oh, it was great, it was amazing, probably absolute BS, because Donald Trump doesn't like him. He's been very clear about that, and we don't blame him.
And my only request for everyone is to be really thoughtful and go into the choices you make with eyes wide open. I think there's a number of folks in different countries, and I won't point out any particular one, where folks are going to be wondering about the choice they may be made in elections. Let's not be that kind of country in Canada. Let's be deliberate about the choices we make.
And Trump goes and posts this whole Governor Trudeau thing, ha ha ha. And Justin Trudeau, with his childlike mind, thinks that the best course of action to try to win Donald Trump over and not have all of these retaliatory tariffs is just continuing to attack him and continuing to insult him and Conservatives, and this right here pretty much sums up exactly what all Conservatives are thinking.
Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau tried to hit back at President-elect Trump, but instead he managed to insult you, all of you Americans out there. You may remember at a recent meeting, Trump reportedly suggested to Trudeau that Canada become the 51st state if the country couldn't handle his border tariffs. Trump then doubled down on the jab, labeling the prime minister the, quote, governor of Canada. Here's Trudeau's attempt at a counterpunch.
We were supposed to be on a steady, if difficult sometimes, march towards progress. And yet, just a few weeks ago, the United States voted for a second time to not elect its first woman president. Everywhere, women's rights and women's progress is under attack, overtly and subtly. But I want you to know that I am, and always will be, a proud feminist. You will always have an ally in me and in my government.
Well, he seems very proud of himself right there. I mean, Kennedy, could a counterpunch get any lamer?
No, I watched that and I went, wow, Justine Trudeau.
Governor of the Year.
What brand of tampons do you use? I'm
Oh, my
such a
goodness.
proud feminist.
Ask Tim
It's
Walz.
my goodness. Ooh, I'm trembling with fear.
But in Trudeau's mind, he's the smartest guy in the entire room, right? And sticking to the woke mind virus playbook, oh, well, what are you going to do to try to win people over? I'm going to keep virtue signaling and I'm going to insult and attack and defame the people who aren't on the same side as me. The tolerant left, we're so tolerant and compassionate and nice. No, you're actually not any of those things. You are a cult. Let's just say it how it is. And, on the topic of Justin Trudeau being a proud feminist, because apparently that's what you want to hear before you line up against the Spartans in battle. All of this talk about the deficit and budgets and the disastrous economic situation that Canada is in, it all falls on the head of Chrystia Freeland, right? However, there's something that Justin Trudeau did a little while ago that actually makes a whole lot of sense now. And being somebody who has absolutely been in a narcissistic, abusive relationship with somebody in the workplace, I have had these very same things done to me where somebody wants you gone and they will do everything in their power to make that happen. They will sabotage you. They will humiliate you. They will stomp all over you and make people turn so that they blame you versus who is the actual person to blame. And this is something that thankfully got called out in Parliament.
In the fiscal feud over the $40 billion guardrail is worse than we ever thought. New reports show that the Prime Minister is set to replace Canada's first female finance minister with his old boys network pal, carbon tax Carney. And Canadians are on the bus watching in terror as the Prime Minister is yanking her out of the driver's seat so that Carney can send us smashing through the guardrail and over the cliff. And Canada's phantom finance minister has been pulling the strings for a while. Carbon tax Carney has been forcing radical new spending and forcing the finance minister to smash through a $40 billion guardrail. And now that Canadians are fed up and angry, the Prime Minister is going to blame her, dump her, and replace her with Carney. A classic example of an incompetent boss blaming subordinates. Does the finance minister not realize that she's about to join a long list of cabinet ministers that have had their careers and their reputations ruined by this prime minister?
And there has been a lot of rumors. I've been hearing these rumors well before the budget was already delayed in its announcement that Justin Trudeau is planning on replacing Chrystia Freeland. This is something that many speculated the second he announced Mark Carney on as the Liberal economic advisor, because our economy is so good that Mark Carney even had to go and leave Canada, his company. It's like a multi-billion-dollar company that pays Canadian taxes that helps our economy, that he pulled out, and he is relocating that business into New York City because there's less taxes, which means that that's not good for Canada's economy at all. And clearly, Carney is not in the interest of helping Canada's economy. He's in the interest of profiting off of it. And so the situation here of having a budget that, by all accounts, with all the new programs, Justin Trudeau loves to go and, oh, look at us, we got dental care and school food, and we're doing all of the Housing Accelerator Fund, we're doing all these great things. But every single one of those things comes with a massive price tag, which is why conservatives, among other reasons, vote against them, which is why conservatives are not bad people. We don't want to not have programs necessarily. We want you to be able to afford things without needing to rely on the government, because government dependency is a horribly scary situation to be on. And it's exactly the situation that Justin Trudeau has created while blaming Chrystia Freeland for doing a bad job. And this all makes a lot of sense that, they still haven't announced this statement. There have been reports that it's over $20 billion over budget. And Chrystia Freeland's going to be the one to take the fall for that. And he would remove her because of that. Wow, Justin Trudeau, the feminist, removing yet another woman from his cabinet. Color me surprised. And like I stated at the beginning, one of the biggest reasons why Justin Trudeau is in the eyes and ears and minds of so many people across the globe right now is due to his meeting that he had with Donald Trump, where Donald Trump said, listen, if you don't fix your border, if you don't fix your drug crisis, I'm going to impose 25% tariffs on you. Trudeau still has yet to announce any sort of formal plan. proving his incompetence or proving that he actually might be stepping down because he's not acting on anything that has a deadline that is coming up very quickly. In fact, he's acting on it so little that now we have other premiers in the country who are acting on it individually when the federal border is not their responsibility at all.
I had the chance to meet with Mr. Trump last weekend in Paris, and he told me very clearly that we can avoid those tariffs if we do what needs to be done with the borders. He doesn't want to see any more illegal immigrants coming from Canada to U.S. So
today, Alberta's government is taking immediate action to crack down on illegal activities at our shared Alberta-U.S. border, namely illegal migrants and the trafficking of drugs and guns. This suite of measures will curb illegal border activities and strengthen our nation's border security. We're investing $29 million to create a new unit, the Interdiction Patrol Team, or IPT, under the command of the Alberta Sheriffs. This unit will be supported by over 50 specially trained sheriffs. 4 drug patrol dogs, critical to ensure reasonable suspicion to search vehicles. 10 cold weather surveillance drones that can operate in high winds with dedicated pilots. And 4 narcotics analyzers to test for illicit drugs.
It's kind of weird, isn't it, that provincial leaders are already beginning to table their plans for something that the federal government should be doing, but something that the federal government has said repeatedly in Parliament isn't actually a problem. Oh no, all those things that are making Canadians hate us, they're not a problem. Those Canadians, they're just in a bad vibe right now. And actually, Douglas Murray was on Sky News. This is a little bit of an older clip. It's about, I don't know, a week or two old now. And he kind of summed up Justin Trudeau's personality versus Trump's and how big of a failure he is versus Trump pretty damn well.
What do you make of Justin Trudeau's attempts to cozy up to Trump after taking veiled shots at him for several years now?
Well, it's typical of the undiplomatic diplomacy, which we've discussed before about other countries when it comes to Trump. You know, if there are 2 people running for office in your nearest ally, it's very unwise to repeatedly lie about and make false claims about one of them. And that's whichever way around you'd like to play it. It'd be very unwise for people like Trudeau or the Labour Party in Britain or in Australia or anywhere else to have insulted one of the other candidates in the election. As it happened, the one they chose to insult is the one that happens to have won. So it's rather delicious watching, rather more delicious even than dinner, I'm sure, watching the bimbo Trudeau trying to now make up for his undiplomatic diplomacy.
The mask is slipping, the world is catching on, and Justin Trudeau is a liar. He's an embarrassment, and he is just beyond incompetent. And that is why this clip right here is so awesome.
I will say that in every democracy around the world, we are seeing a rising movements of skepticism about democracy itself. Citizens cannot take their democracies for granted. And that means standing for democracy against authoritarianism in favor of the peace and prosperity that ensures a better future for everyone.
I'm sorry, but I'm not sure what democracy you're talking about since you're so worried about people being skeptic about it. Because as far as reality is concerned, your government and many other democratic governments are controlling the flow of information on what their citizens can and cannot know about. You're expanding government regulation of online speech. You frame people protesting your government and your mandates as violent extremists. You froze their bank accounts. I mean, you call every criticism against you hate and hate speech. None of that is democracy. That's authoritarianism 101.
I wish that was a real interaction, but that was in fact just Damon Amani, who he has a whole page. You should definitely give him a follow because he's very well known for mixing up pieces like this and telling it exactly how it is to the people who want to wave their false flag and victim blame and oppressor blame and just really spew all sorts of absolute nonsense. And to see how big his accounts have grown since he started doing this type of stuff gives me so much hope that indeed the world is waking up. And I thank you so much for watching this video and Over Opinionated for supporting me in doing this. Honestly, it was one of the riskiest things I could have ever done after losing my career in media. So again, thank you so much. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment your thoughts down below, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
We have banned assault-style weapons, and already we've seen thousands of assault-style weapons collected and destroyed.
He admitted he doesn't even know what an assault rifle is, let alone able to ban one. He spent $60 million, and his government admits they didn't take a single firearm off the road. There's been a 116% increase in gun violence under his leadership. Why is it that the Prime Minister is so busy trying to protect turkeys from hunters that he doesn't protect Canadians from criminals?
Not only has this House defined what an assault-style weapon was over the objections of Conservatives, but we are now removing those guns and destroying those guns while we compensate those who lawfully purchased them. That is what responsible gun control looks like. Unfortunately, the leader of the Conservative Party has promised the gun lobby that he will re-legalize assault-style weapons, reopen the frozen market for handguns, and make things more dangerous for Canadians and particularly for women right across the country. Shame on him!